Israelites, according to the Bible, we come out here week in and week out to wake our people up. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim Mashiach wa Malak Yahushai. That's the name of the Father, through His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. Now we come out here week in and week out to compel our people to the marriage. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the true children of Israel according to the Bible. Right? Bring that up.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse number 6.
Bring it out.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time.
Shall be the what?
Shall be
The stability of that
Shall
time.
be the what?
Shall be the stability of that time.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Right? Wisdom and knowledge, not the knowledge of this world, right? Because the things of this world are vain and are enmity with the Most High. So wisdom and knowledge, right, shall be the stability of our times.
That's right.
And strength of salvation.
And what?
And strength and salvation.
And strength of salvation. We come out here week in and week out to bid our people to the marriage, man. Right? Look around. You got all this wickedness going on, man. Right? You got the devil right behind us playing music. Right? Hey, but you can't stop them into the Lord, man. Right? Give me Isaiah 50:81. Right? We got the real song. We got the sweet song, a savor to the Lord's ears, man. Give me the book, right? Give me the book of Ezekiel chapter 32 and verse 33. Right? This is the true song right here, man. This right here is madness. Right? The Lord's not dealing with that. Give me that. Isaiah 58:1.
Bring it out.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1.
Bring it
out.
out.
Cry aloud.
What the Lord say?
Cry aloud.
What the Lord say?
Cry aloud.
What the Lord say?
Cry aloud.
Read.
Spare not.
Right?
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Like a what?
Like a trumpet.
Like a what?
Like a trumpet.
Yeah, we come out here and we lift up our voice like a trumpet, man.
That's
right.
right.
You got madness, you got the demons, you got tumults happening, right? You got them trying to kick us off our spot, man. Right? But the Lord said, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, man. Right? Read on.
And show my people their transgression.
Right?
In the house of Jacob their sin.
But we got to show the Lord's people their transgressions, man. In the house of Jacob their sins. That's why we out here, man. We got to be about our Father's business, man. Give me Luke 2 and 43. Bring that out. 32 and verse 33 and 32.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse number 32.
Bring it out.
And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song.
As a what?
As a very lovely song.
As a what?
As a very lovely song.
So we're like a very lovely song,
That's
man.
right.
We come out here and we speak the words of life. What better song than that, man? That's garbage, right? We come out here and we speak the words of life. According to Yahweh, Bahashim, Hamashiach,
That's
Malak
right.
Yahushai, man.
That's
right. The righteous, man. Right? We come out here and we speak the true words of life. The very lovely song. Read.
Of one that has a pleasant voice.
That has a what?
That
Has
what?
a pleasant voice.
That has a what?
That has a pleasant voice.
And we got that pleasant voice, man. We out here speaking the pleasant voice, man. Right? Trying to play louder, right? Kind of getting upset. Hey, we kind of provoking the devil, man.
That's
We
right.
got Satan getting ramped up, man. Right? And guess what? The angels are encamped around us right now, man. Right? The Lord is right here, right now, right? With his princes bringing out this word, man. Right? Read.
It can play well on an instrument.
It can what?
It can play well on an
It
instrument.
can what?
It can play well on an
We
instrument.
play well on the instrument, man.
That's right.
That lovely song. This the same song that David played Saul, man. Right? Finish that off.
For they hear thy words.
They what?
For they hear thy words.
They hear our words. Read.
But they do not them.
They don't want to do it, man. They rather come out here and listen to them this fake NSYNC, man. This fake Backstreet Boys. Justin Timberlake, man. Nobody wants to hear Eric Carter play the damn wretched tunes of the devil, man.
That's
Nobody's
right.
dealing with that, man. Right? Give me the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 23, man. Right? This the same song that David played Saul, man. What you got? Bring that out. Bring out Luke chapter 2 and verse 43, man.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 43.
Bring it out.
And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it.
Luke 2 and 43. That must be about my father's business.
Bring it out.
Hold that. Bring that up.
1 Samuel 16, what?
23.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse number 23.
Bring it out.
And it came to pass,
Right.
when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul,
Right.
that David took an harp and played with his hands.
He took a what?
He took a harp.
He took a what?
He took a harp.
He took a harp, man. That's what we out here doing. We playing the harp through the spirit, man. Read.
And played with his hands.
And then what?
And played with his hands.
Playing with his hands, man. Right? Read.
So Saul was refreshed.
Saul was refreshed.
And was well. And the evil spirit departed from him.
Hey, and the evil spirit departed, man. We out here playing the harp through the spirit, man. We playing the trumpet with a very lovely song, man. That's madness, man. Right? That's madness. The Lord's not dealing with that. Right? We playing the same song that David played for Saul, man. We gotta come out here and we gotta rebuke the wicked. We gotta wake our people up, man. Right? No matter what, man. You got demons, you got tumults, you got prevalence, you got all manner of wickedness going on in Babylon, man. Right? They're trying to put them into the law out of their spot, man. But we come out here ready for war, man. We come out here ready for war for the Most High, man. Give me 1 Samuel 4 and 8. Right? What you holding? Bring it up.
This is Luke chapter 2, verse 48.
Bring it up.
And when he saw him, and when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrow.
Right?
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Was she not that I must be about my father's business?
That I what?
That I must be about my father's business.
That I what?
That I must be about my father's business.
We gotta be about our Father's business.
That's
man.
right.
No matter what, man. You got madness going on in the background. That's not gonna deter them into the Lord, man. That's right. So we came out here ready for war, man. Right? It's nothing for us to lift up our voice. We do this every week, man. It's nothing through the spirit. Bring that up, King.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 4, verse number 8.
Bring it out.
Woe unto us! Who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods?
Read verse 6.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 4, verse number 6.
Bring it out.
And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout,
Right?
they said, What meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews?
You see that? There was a great noise in the camp of the Hebrews, man. Right? That's the same thing we doing. We out here making a great noise. The Lord said, cry aloud, spare not. We got to be about our Father's business, man. Right? The Philistines were confounded. What is this? Right? We have war. Surely they're losing. What are we going to do? Read on.
And they understood that the ark of the Lord was coming to the camp.
Right?
And the Philistines were afraid. For they said, God is coming to the camp.
See that? What they say?
God is coming to the camp.
What they say?
God is coming to the camp.
What they say?
God is coming to the camp.
Amen. God is coming to the camp, man. Right? And we gonna put these devils to flight, man. Lord willing, man. We get to partake in that, man. A sword, fire, affliction. That's all that's coming to the so-called white man, man.
That's
and
right.
they can't stand it, man. Right? You should give him a mighty boo, man. Right? Boo! That was terrible, man. Boo! Nobody wants to hear that, man. Boo! It's garbage, man. Nobody wants to hear that, man. Right? Bring that up.
This is Amos, chapter 5 and verse 23.
Bring it out.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
What the Lord say?
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
Read.
For I will not hear the melody of thy vow.
Right? And the Lord don't want to hear that, man. The Lord said, take away from me the noise of thy song, man. He don't want to hear that, man. He wants to hear the men of the Lord come out here and prophesy against this wicked kingdom Babylon till it fall, man. That's why he send Yahushua back and all this gets burnt down, man. Let's read that again, King.
This is Amos, chapter 5, verse 23.
Bring it out.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
Right?
For I will not hear the melody of thy vow.
Read.
But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
The Lord said, let judgment rain down as waters, man, and righteousness as a mighty stream, man. That's right. Then the Lord say, give me Ecclesiastes chapter 7. The Lord said it's better to enter into the house of mourning than the house of mirth, man. And these heathen are in the house of mirth, right? We got nothing to be joyful about, man, to be zealous about except Yahweh Shah, right? We in captivity. We gotta work 9 to 5 just to make ends meet, right? You work 80 hours a week and you can barely pay your bills, man. It's wicked out here, right? The Lord said we gotta enter into the house of mourning, man. So a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, right? So the scale is tipped so far in wickedness right now, right? We've been raped, robbed, murdered, pillaged. They've taken everything away from us, right? So if a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, what has to be done to shift the scale back into righteousness, man? Right? It has to be a lot of pain and suffering for these other nations that had a hand in our affliction. And every nation has drunken from that cup. Every nation has committed whoredom with the great whore, man. Every day you wake up, you read about a new story of one of our brothers and sisters getting put to death in this wicked kingdom, man. That's right. Whether they shooting us down in the streets, got their knee on your neck, putting you in some weird ass chokehold, right? They shooting you while you reaching for your wallet, right? They pulling you over for a broken traffic signal, and you're never to be heard from again, man. Is this where Esau, right, has been subverted to? Playing damn musical instruments on the Sabbath day. This is off, man. This is all Esau is now, man. A damn show, right, for the nations, man. Because everybody hates Esau, man. He's greatly despised among the heathen, man. Right? This is this the man that did his week in the nations, man? Right? Playing the damn guitar, man. And he don't got a voice, right? All you got is a little bit of skills, man, on the damn guitar. And the Lord's gonna take that away. And Lord willing, in the kingdom, one of us brothers have him, man. Right? And we gonna make him play the damn guitar all damn day. That's right. Right? All damn day, man. He's gonna get a 2-minute water break, right? He's gonna get a half ounce of water, man. Right? Of gall to drink. That's it. Right? Because they in the house of mirth right now, man. It's off. Right? Read verse 21.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse number 21.
Bring it out.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter for his children.
The Lord said prepare slaughter for the so-called white man's children. Read.
Right. For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers. For the rape, robbery, and murder of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The so-called white man has to pay, man. God is a God of justice, man. Right? God is a God of a just way. Right? A just way is a delight to this Lord, man. And the false balance is an abomination in his sight, man. Right. So the Lord said prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
That's right. That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
And that's how much the Lord has a disdain for these people, man. Then the Lord said, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated.
That's right.
And it was according to election. There's nothing that they could have done, man. Right? He said that they do not rise nor fill the face of the world with cities. Because what happens when a so-called white man fills the face of the world with cities, man? Right? They take all the animals and they lock them in cages, man. Right? They take all the whales, they put them in damn SeaWorld. Right? They make them do tricks. This is the perverseness of the so-called white man.
That's right.
They make GMO foods, right? They say it's okay to be a homosexual. It's okay to be a freak faggot, to cut your natural man parts off, right? If you're a woman, you can pump yourself with estrogen. This is what happens when the so-called white man has dominion over the earth, man.
That's right.
Then the Lord said the world was given into the hand. The world was given into the hand of the wicked. Right? Give me that in Job 9:24, man. Right? This man is so perverse, so vile, so nasty and disgusting. Even the sun hates him, man. Right? He can't walk around with his shirt off without getting burnt up, man. You need SPF 80, man. You need artificial melanin just to walk around naturally, man. Right? And this not your natural habitat. Because you crawled out of the cliffs of the rocks, man.
That's right.
During the Renaissance, man. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who painted God as a damn white man? The white devil. If the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, who's responsible for this, man? Did black people do this? Did black people paint this image? Or was it the wicked of the earth, man? Right? When the Bible describes the Son of Man, right, is having woolly hair, right? Skin of bronze, man. And a voice like many waters, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Read on.
If not, where and who is it?
If it's not the so-called white man, who the hell is it? Right? Is it the Chinese man? Right? Is it the East Indian man? Is it the Arab man? Well, let me guess, it's us. We're the wicked ones on the earth. We're the ones who change the faces of the judges, man. Right? We're the ones who perpetrate wickedness all over this planet, man. Who got the ozone layer depleted, man. Right? We're the ones who got the damn fires burning up California, man. Right? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man.
That's
and
right.
these people gotta go, man. Thus saith the Lord, man.
That's right.
I will buy I will shine, man. Right? You all in something? Bring that up.
This is Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must surely come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Did you hear that? Hey brother, listen to this, brother. This description of who the world calls Jesus Christ. Bring that up.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Hey brother, his head and his hairs were white like wool. Like your hair, brother. You got woolly hair, right? Read on.
As white as snow.
Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right.
And his feet like a divine brass.
I thought color wasn't in the Bible. Read that again.
And his feet like a divine brass.
His feet was like a divine brass. Right? This is a description of who the world calls Jesus Christ. His feet was like a divine brass. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if they what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
So Christ was so dark, it looked like he burned in a furnace. They don't read that in church. They don't want you to know that the Most High God and his son have melanin. This is literally in the Bible. Right? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. Right? Not at the damn devils. Well, let's kick some doctrine, man. Brothers want to kick doctrine?
Bring it
Right,
out.
let's get into it, man. Right? It's one of the main things, man.
Does God love everybody?
Yeah. Let's get to the lawlessness of this society, man. This society teaches lawlessness, man. Right? And they perpetuate that using what? Using Paul's letters. Right? So why, right, if we read, give me 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Let's start there. Give me 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Right? Because we got to break this thing down, man. We got to break this thing down.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse number 1.
Now watch this. Read.
Be ye followers of me, even as I am. Be ye followers of me,
right?
Even as I also am of Christ.
So Paul said, be ye followers of me, even as I am of Christ.
That's right.
So why do Christians go to Paul's letters to say that Paul taught lawlessness? So by default, this would mean that Yahweh Shai taught lawlessness, because Paul was a follower of Christ. Now we know that's not true, right? So we gotta break this thing down, man. Give me John 15 and verse 10. Right? So if Paul was a follower of Christ, let's get Christ's words, right? Let's get it out of the mouth of the Hamashiach himself, man. Right? John 15 and 10.
This is John, chapter 15 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Right?
Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
So the Lord said, if ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love. So how is the world saying that Paul taught lawlessness when Paul was a follower of Hamashiach? Christ said, keep my commandments. Read that again.
This is John, chapter 15 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Right?
Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
So if Paul is a follower of Christ, he would have been keeping his precept. He would have been keeping the commandments. Yes. And if we're supposed to follow Paul, then we're supposed to keep the commandments by default. Give me the book of, give me Acts. Right? Give me Acts chapter 21. And start at verse 18. Give me Acts 21 and 18.
This is
right? Because this isn't a new thing in the earth. Right? Paul was always accused of certain things, right? So people saying that Paul taught lawlessness, this is the old, right? Bring that up.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 21, verse number 18.
Bring it out.
And the day following Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present.
Right?
And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things God had wrought among the what things God had wrought among the Gentiles,
right,
by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe.
Right, so Paul is declaring the things of the Lord. And when they heard it, they began to praise the Lord. Read that again, that last verse you're on. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord,
Right.
and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe,
How many thousands of Jews there are which believe? Watch this, read.
and they are all zealous of the law.
They're all zealous of the law, right? So the ones who were believing on the things Paul was saying, they were zealous of the law. But watch this, read on.
And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses.
So they're informed of him, that Paul is teaching to forsake Moses, right? This is like, what the hell's going on? Right, read on.
Saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the custom.
So this was the accusation against Paul, that they were not to circumcise their children or walk after the custom, right? Because remember, if you don't have an understanding of the law and the prophets, Paul is very hard to be understood. Right? Give me that in 2 Peter 3:16. Read.
What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together,
Right,
for they will hear that thou art come.
right.
Do therefore this, that we say to thee, we have 4 men which have a vow on them. Them take and purify them with them. Purify thyself with them, and be at charges with them,
Right.
that they may shave their heads, and all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that thou thyself also walkest orderly, and keepest the law.
And what?
And keepest the law.
So they told Paul, they said, all right, look, this is what we're going to have you do. Right, we got some brothers going to do a Nazarite bar. This is James and the elders. They said, we're going to have you purify yourself, go into the temple with them, and make the sacrifice with them, man. Right? So that they can see that you walk orderly and keep the law. Right? Because people were confused at the things Paul was saying, man. Paul was a deep guy. He was a master in the law of the prophets, man. Right? He was a Pharisee of Pharisees. Right? Bring that up.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
In the count that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, hath written unto you, as also in all his epistles,
Right.
speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood,
So some things in Paul's epistles are hard to be understood. Read on.
which they that are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction.
So certain things in Paul's letters can lead to your destruction, man, if you're unlearned and unstable. Right? And that's why they had to clarify the matter. All right, Paul, we're going to have you go do the sacrifice, right? So you can show the people that you keep the law, right? Because you wouldn't be a hypocrite before men, right? So we're going to have you do this, right? Give me, hold that. Give me the book. Give me Romans chapter 4 and verse 15, right? Give me Romans 4 and 15. So, Romans 4 and 15, hold on. So this is one of those things, right, that Paul spoke of that could get you put to death if you don't understand what's going on. Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse number 15.
Bring it out.
Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
Read it again.
Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
Now to the untrained mind, right, this would sound like Paul saying there's no more law. Right, read that again.
The book of Romans, chapter 4, verse number 15.
Bring it out.
Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
Now who can break that down? What does that mean, right, where there's no law, there's no transgression? Does that mean we don't keep the law? Right, what is Paul talking about? A Christian will read this and say, hey man, I'm not under the law. Right, so I'm not a sinner, I'm under grace, I'm under faith. Right, these are the things that's going to get them put to death, man. These are the things that the unlearned and unstable do rest with, man, to their own destruction, man. Right, and I can understand how that can get you tripped up. But that's why Paul, give me Romans 7 and 1. This is why Paul said, I speak to them who know the law. Paul wasn't speaking to everyday ordinary men just walking down the damn block who just picked up the Bible yesterday, man. Right, who learned their understanding in seminary school. Paul wasn't speaking to them, right? Read that.
This is Romans chapter 7 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law.
That what?
That know the law.
So Paul's speaking to them that know the law.
That's right.
Now, All you have to do is read slow and in context, and Paul literally clears up any confusion you might have.
That's right.
Our brothers and sisters don't like to take the time to read.
That's
right. So let's get it. Let's go to Romans chapter 6. Right? Go to Romans 6 and Romans 6. Start at 1.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse number 1.
Bring it out.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
So shall we continue in sin? And we know that sin is the transgression of the law, 1 John 3 and 4. So shall we continue to break the law so that grace may abound? What did he say?
God forbid.
What did he say?
God forbid.
God forbid. Read.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
Right. So how are we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? What does it mean to be dead to sin? Right? So you see brothers up here wearing their beard. Where I'm dead to Leviticus 19 and 27.
That's
Right? Because I have on my beard. I'm dead to that law. Right? Does that mean I don't keep it? No, I'm keeping the law, so I'm not under it. Right? Keep on reading.
Know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Yahweh Shah Mashiach,
Right?
were baptized into his death.
Baptized into his death. Read this. Keep on reading.
Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death,
Right?
that like as Christ was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father,
Right?
even so we also shall walk in newness of life.
We should what?
Walk in newness of life.
So Paul teaches the newness of life, walking in the newness of life. Romans 12 and 2, you got to renew your mind. This is what Paul's teaching, right? Walking in newness of life, right? Not walking after the lust of the flesh, right? Read on.
For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
Keep on reading.
Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him,
Our old man is crucified with him, read.
that the body of sin might be destroyed.
That the body of sin might be destroyed. So this is what Paul's teaching. You got to put off that old man and walk in the newness of life, right? You got to destroy your body of sin. So whatever it is that you have that you're dealing with, you got to overcome these things and walk in the spirit, right? Read on.
That henceforth we shall not serve sin.
Now we should what?
And we shall
Should
not serve sin.
Paul said we should not serve sin. So Paul's literally teaching to keep the law.
That's
right. Paul's teaching to keep the law, man. He said we should not serve sin. Right? Read on.
For he that is dead is free from sin.
Right?
That if we be dead with Christ, we believe that we shall also live with him.
Right. So what Paul is saying that you have to die to your sins, right? When you wake up in this thing, you didn't know about putting on fringes. But now that you're walking in the newness of life and you've been given that breath of life, which is the commandments, right? Now we walk in that newness, man. I mean, you put your fringes on, man. You put down the unclean thing, right? You crucify your old man, right? You die to sin. And then you resurrect unto life with Christ, man. Right? Read on.
Knowing that Hamashiach, being raised from the dead, dieth no more. Death hath no more dominion over him. For in that he died unto sin once.
Right?
But in that he liveth.
Verse 14.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse number 14.
Bring it out.
For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace.
So sin is not going to have dominion over us. Now we can't forget everything we literally just read. Putting away the old man, walking in newness of life, right? Crucifying your sin, right? And resurrecting unto Christ, right? Read on. Read that again,
For sin shall not have dominion over you,
right?
for ye are not under the law, but under grace.
So now we're under grace, right? Meaning that everyone falls short, right? But now we have a new testator, which is Christ. So when you fall short, you can repent, right? You can repent and come back to the Most High, right? And put those sins away and continue to walk in the newness of life.
That's right.
Read on.
What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace?
So should we sin Brothers, should we sin?
Nah.
Because we're under grace?
Nah.
Right, let's see what Paul says. Read.
God forbid.
What'd he say?
God forbid.
What'd he say?
God forbid.
And they tell you that you're a black man. So you're walking around, right, and by default, you're embodying all of these things that come with that word, brother. So are we black or are we different shades of brown? Huh? We different shades of brown, right? Come closer, brother. I don't have to yell. Ain't no bite, brother. Yeah, brother, I can barely hear you.
Why do I have to come here?
For your brother's king. Yeah, brother, it ain't nothing
So
like
I'm
that.
standing here, so
Alright, but you can stay right there. Yeah. We out here to teach our people, the so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we the Israelites according to the Bible, brother. Right? You ever heard of that? See, that's what I'm saying, brother. You can't hear me. Our people, man. So, brother, do you know why we go through what we go through?
Got that a feminist word.
Why we get shut down in the streets, right? Why we get locked up unjustly, right? At a rate greater than anybody else in the world, brother? You ever wonder about these things? All right, well, I'm gonna show you. Give me Deuteronomy 28. We're gonna break it down, brother. All right? You believe in the Bible? Do you believe in the Bible, though?
listen to what you have to say.
All right, brother. Bring that up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 15.
Bring it up.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So, brother, you know the story of Moses? You do know it? You heard it? Remember he said, let my people go? Right. Remember Moses went to Egypt for the Israelites. He told Pharaoh, he said, let my people go. Right? You heard that before. Right? You probably seen Prince of Egypt. Right? Well, this is Moses talking to those same people after he got them out of Egypt. Alright? Read on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these good things.
All these curses.
All these great things.
All these curses.
Read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses told them, all these curses are going to come upon you and overtake you. So are curses good or bad, brother?
We've been taught. They're not good.
They're not good, right? Well, in this context, they're not good. I'm going to read some of the curses to you, brother. Now, he said what happened to these people if they didn't keep the Lord's charge. All right? In verse 16.
Verse number 16.
Bring it up.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So, brother, when you look around, what people are cursed in the city, right? You ever been out of Virginia? Where you been to? You been all over? You been to New York? Right? You been to, you ever been to LA?
Yeah.
California? Right? So when you go to these different states, what people are living in the ghettos and the slums? When you go to Chicago, right? What people are living on top of each other in the project, strung out on drugs, right? Shooting each other, stepping on their shoes, staring too long, right? Committing adultery with each other's women. What people are cursed in the city? Who? What people, brother? Yeah, what people are cursed in the city?
Or you want me to signify which person or people?
What group of people in large? If you had to put your finger on it and say, out of all the people in the world,
I would
these
say
people are
minority.
Minorities. Who are the minorities, bro?
Black and brown, right? Or should I not say black?
Us, brother. We're
Okay.
the ones living. If you go right now, if you go to South Norfolk, right, up in Bainbridge, or you go to High Street out Portsmouth, right, you go to damn Park Place, right, you go to Huntersville out Norfolk, we're the ones getting shot down in the streets, right? It's us, brother. We're the ones that are cursed in the city. Read on. Start from the top.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city,
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. Read.
and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So what people were cursed in the field, brother? What people were picking cotton, sun up to sun up, getting their backs beaten in? You don't know? Do you know what people were having their sons and daughters taken away from them, right, on slave auction blocks and shipped across the country?
Well, I mean, I already answered that.
Who is it, brother?
Black and brown. I mean,
So-called black people, right?
okay. But I,
Now
I didn't hear you, brother. That's
I'm
why I asked you
confused.
something.
Is
I can't really hear
you're
you.
saying black and brown, but you're saying black. Why would you tell me?
It's the same thing, brother.
Okay, so but you just told me not to say black,
I
but
said
you're telling me.
so-called black. I said so-called black. Did you hear that? I said so-called because that's how we identify ourselves in modern day,
But
brother.
I thought you were not wanting us to identify us.
I don't, brother, but that's why I said
So
so-called.
why are you saying it?
Because, brother, that's how people relate. That's how you, I asked you who you were, and you said black, brother. I
Okay,
said so-called black.
but you're teaching me to not
I'm
say black,
teaching you who
correct?
you are according to the Bible. I'm
Okay.
not teaching you that you're black, brother.
But
I would never
but you're
teach
telling me one thing and then you're saying
No,
another.
brother, you're not listening because you're too
I'm
far
listening.
away because you didn't want to come closer.
So why should I have to come to you? I'm just confused.
Brother,
I'm
are
just
you all right?
I'm
I'm just talking to you as a brother. It seems
and
like
I'm
you got
talking to you as a.
Let me show you that in the Bible. Give me verse 54.
Let me show you that in the Bible what you're doing. I'm gonna show you, brother. I'm gonna show you. Nah, you can stay right there. Listen to this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 54.
Bring it out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Right, so we used to be tender and delicate among each other. Hey, brother, come a little closer so I can hear you. All right, brother, I got you. What you got to say for me, brother? This is how we used to deal with each other. But now, well, why I got to come closer? Why? Because we hate each other, brother. Right? Watch this. Watch this. Read.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His what?
His eyes shall be evil toward his
Hey,
brother.
brother, now we don't even trust each other, brother. Now we don't even trust each other. Right? I can't hear you, brother. How am I not being logical?
I just asked you to
Standing
step a
here,
little
you're
closer.
saying,
I'm
okay,
right up on you.
why are you staying there like for a reason?
Yes, brother, because we're edifying the camera as well. It's not about you. It's about our
I
nation.
thought it was about me.
It's about our nation as a whole, brother. So you were also edifying the market, brother. That's why I didn't want to come over there. All right, that's all, brother.
Why didn't you say that in the beginning? You just say.
I'm telling you now, brother. All right, brother. Well, look. What I'm telling you is we're the Israelites according to the Bible, King. We're not black. We're not African American, right? You know where African American comes from? All right, it comes from two so-called white men, brother. Right? You got Leo Scippius Africanus. You got Amerigo Vespucci, right? Africanus conquered Hannibal in the Second Punic Wars, and they named the whole landmass after him, right? Then you got Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian cartographer, right? He circumnavigated North America and South America, right? And he named the continent after himself. So when we call ourselves African American, right, we're calling ourselves after two white men. When we call ourselves black, we're calling ourselves the color that comes out of crayon box, brother. It's a descriptive word. That's why I said so-called black, because that's how we identify ourselves today. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you some more of the curses, brother, of how we identify ourselves biblically. All right, give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
Hold on, what'd you say, brother? Yes, that's the YouTube, brother. But it's no better way than to get it right now while you're here, brother. This is the King James Version, 1611, brother. All right, read on. Listen to this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 37.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt become an astonishment,
Right?
a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Hey, brother, did you hear that? You didn't hear it? You gonna read it again. Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 37.
So,
And thou shalt become an
so
astonishment.
the Lord said the Israelites will become an astonishment, right? These are the people that other people look at them and they're amazed at the things that they do, right? Walking around with their pants hanging off their ass. Their women don't got no damn clothes on. They acting like they don't got no damn sense. We became an astonishment, read.
A proverb.
A proverb, meaning a wise saying, brother. Do you know some wise sayings they say about our people? Right? We leave our kids. You put something in a book, a brother never find it, right? Because we don't like to read, right? We love watermelon, fried chicken. These are proverbs or wise sayings, right? That are on our people. Read on.
And a byword.
A byword. You know what a byword is? Meaning we would be called things outside of our God-given nationality. That's a byword. Like when I asked you what's your nationality, you say black. The Lord never called anyone black. From Genesis to Revelation, right? He never said, oh, you're black people. He never said it, right? So now we're bywords, brother. We're African American, right? Now we're calling ourselves bywords. Read.
Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead us, brother. So wherever we are, we're being called bywords. Whether we're in America, whether we're in Jamaica, Haiti, Europe, Australia, Russia, wherever you go, we're not being called what the Lord called us. Give me Deuteronomy 29:1. Give me Deuteronomy 29:1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse number 1.
Bring it up.
These are the words of the covenant, which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Not the black people.
With the children of Israel.
Not the niggas.
With the children of Israel.
Not the African Americans.
With the children of Israel.
So we're the children of Israel, brother. We're the Israelites.
Come.
Children of Israel. The Israelites. According to the Bible. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you a couple more questions. How we know this for a fact that we're the people of the book, right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 48.
Bring it out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy,
Right?
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So the Lord said the Israelites will have to serve their enemies in hunger. So when you're hungry, brother, what's some places you like to go eat? Name two.
Is that a question for me?
Name two places you like to go eat.
Home.
Huh?
Home.
Well, where do you get your food at from home? You don't just, I'm sure you don't just got busting out the floor and you walk in the house.
Are you talking about a store?
Yeah.
Any convenience store.
You said where?
Any grocery store.
Any grocery store, like what? Kroger,
Sure.
Food Line.
Sure.
Who owns those places? Is it a brother like me at the top giving orders to stock the shelves, right? We're gonna go out to our branch in Connecticut today, right? And we're gonna deliver them 2 food trucks.
Okay, but
Is there a person like us, brother, at the top?
does it need to be?
Huh?
Technically?
Who owns Food Line, brother?
Does it? I mean, I understand what you're saying, but
I'm asking you though. I don't know if you understand. I want to confirm your understanding. Who owns Walmart? Let's do that.
So you asked me one question, and then you went into a different question.
I'm asking the same thing.
No, you're not. You asked me where I go to shop, right?
You answered it, right? You said the store.
Correct.
So now I'm asking who owns the store.
Well, why? Why does that matter?
I'm gonna show you why it matters. Watch this. Read.
In hunger.
No, read it from the top.
Therefore,
Hey, brother, you gotta pay attention, right? Watch this.
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 48.
Bring it out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy,
Thine friends.
thine
The
enemy,
Lord said the Israelites would serve their enemies. Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So when they're hungry, they have to go to their enemies. Can you go to people that look like me and you to buy food to stock your shelves, brother? Where?
A local store.
What store?
Or a privately owned store.
Name it.
That's-
Name one.
You can't even do it, brother.
Am I being put on the spot?
Brother, you can't do it.
Okay.
And even if we own the store, where are we getting the supplies
Well,
from?
that's.
The store?
I mean, yeah, okay.
I mean, come on, brother, it's logic.
It's not logic.
It is, brother.
What you're trying to do is
I'm not trying to do anything.
you're trying to manipulate it to
All right,
a.
listen, brother, read on.
Okay.
He's saying thirst. Watch this, read.
And in thirst, and in nakedness.
And in thirst and nakedness. When you thirsty, brother, do so-called and I said so-called, do so-called black people own the water companies, brother? Do we own Poland Springs?
No, we don't.
No, right? Do we own Dasani? Do we own Smart Water? So we got to serve our enemies in thirst, meaning we have to go buy water from another group of people. And in nakedness, brother. What does it mean you have to serve your enemies in nakedness? That means so-called black people don't own a damn thing. We don't own any textile mills, but we picked all the cotton in slavery. That's the curse, brother. We have to go to our enemies to get clothes on your back. I said so-called black. We're the Israelites.
Are you saying that Israelites don't own anything?
No, brother, we don't.
Zero. Whose fault is that? But whose fault is that?
Brother, break it down, brother. Keep up. I'm showing you why this is happening to us. Because we broke the commandments of the Lord, brother. You think it's by design that we're the ones living in the ghettos and the slums? Or do you think it's just a coincidence? Do Do you know what redlining is? You don't know what redlining is? So, in the early days of this country, brother, when we wanted to apply for loans to get houses, what they did was they pulled up a map and they drew literal red lines and said they will not be able to get loans in these parts of the city, right? These parts of the city will be specifically for so-called whites and other people who come over to the country, right? Can't think of the word. Immigrants, right? That's why we're all concentrated in the slums of South Norfolk, in the slums of Norfolk. When you go to Chicago, that's why that happens, brother. It's not a coincidence. What I'm trying to show you is that it's a curse for our people to be living like this.
Wake them up.
Right? That's what I'm showing you, brother. It's a curse that we can't go to our own people and spend money amongst each other on a large scale. Right? I can't go to you and say, brother, I'm thirsty, sell me some water. Or sell me some damn cows and camels. Or sell me some damn vegetation. I can't come to you and do that. Right? We have to go to other people, brother. That's the point. Right? Read it from the top. And read it all the way through.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 48.
Bring it up.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
right?
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst,
when you're thirsty,
and in nakedness.
When you want clothes on your back, you have to go to them, and their names are on the clothes. Read.
And in want of all things.
In want of all things, brother. If you want an education, a birth certificate, an ID card, a driver's license, shoes on your feet, food to feed your baby, you have to go to your enemies, brother. That's what we're telling you.
That's right.
Right? You understand now? You see that? Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And he shall what?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He shall pat you on the back.
He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Brother, who put yokes of iron on our neck? Was it our friends, brother? Did our friends? Right here. Did our friends do that to us, brother? Did our friends do this? It's like a damn bird cage on his head. Did our friends do this? Or was it our enemies, brother? Would your friend do this to you? Would your friend put you on slave auction blocks and sell you to the highest bidder? Would your friend do that, brother?
No.
Huh? The Lord called them your enemies, brother, for a reason.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
So can you admit that your friends didn't do this to you, and only your enemy would do something like this to you, brother? Is that fair to say? Yes or no, brother? Is that fair to say?
That a person should not do that to you.
So, brother, would your friend do this, or would your enemy do this to you?
A person should not do that.
You said what?
A person should not do that to you, whether it be your
But
friend
brother,
or not.
Would your friend do this, or would your enemy do this?
A person should not do that to you.
So your enemies will do this, right?
Regardless.
Brother, do you love white people? You love white people more than your own people? To the point where you can't even admit the atrocities that happen to our people.
But you want me to say a simple word, and I've already answered the question.
No, brother, you're not. You're being very, very evasive, and using guile and trying to be cunning in your answers, brother. Right? And we try the spirit by the spirit, brother. Right? I'm not mad. Am I mad, brother? Do I seem mad? Hey, brother, the Lord said you have to be men. He said lift up your voice like a trumpet. The Lord said his people shall never be ashamed nor confounded.
That's
and
right.
I'm not ashamed to tell you that you're an Israelite, brother. I'm not ashamed to say that the so-called white man and woman are the enemies of the Israelites, man.
That's right.
Because your friends wouldn't put chains on your neck and put
right.
you in cattle slavery, man.
That's right.
You're not scared to say that, brother.
Right.
Can you say that, brother? Are white people your friends? Huh? Are white people your friends, brother?
I have a lot of friends. So is he saying that he has no white friends?
Brother, you can't even admit that the people who put us
Wait,
in
so
slave
my
chains
question
are
to you,
enemies. What's the question?
my question is, you have no white friends?
You gotta speak up.
You just came to there.
I can't hear you.
You came to there, so what does that mean?
I can't hear
He
you.
said you don't got no white friends?
You said what?
So you don't have any white friends?
White friends? Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Give me Romans
No,
chapter
is
9
that-
verse 13.
wait.
Give me Malachi 1 and 4. Give me Isaiah 14.
You asked me a question.
I'm about to show you because I got one.
No, I don't need to show me yes or no.